see when you look at the picture? I'd like us to put it in the chat box. How do we see when we look at the image in the image we have right now? Esther, can you hear us in the chat box? Are we putting things there? So this is just supposed to be for 30 seconds. Look at the picture. Tell us what you see wrong with it. What catches your eye when you look at the picture? What is in the chat box? Please, can you hear me? Am I audible, please?
Yes, you are. We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so please, someone should volunteer and read what is in the chat box.
I'll do so.
Yeah.
So,
Lisa, or someone is reading. Okay, sorry. Please go ahead.
So, if one says, please, the man is missing one tooth.
Okay. All right.
And
who else?
Roy said 31 teeth instead of 32. And if I said again that his smile could be nicer. Abraham says the father has broken tooth. And I also typed in, he is smiling more than the two.
Okay.
That's all we have here.
Okay. I hope next time we'll all get on board and put in whatever we think in the chat box. So we want everybody to participate, please. When you join this seminar, when you join any of our seminars, we want everybody to come on board. So thank you for those that have shared what they think. Okay, so this is actually a flyer for a dental clinic. And you can see what they put there. They say, why is dentistry important? And it's important because even though the man is missing one eyebrow, everybody's focus is on the tooth. Are we getting it? So look at the picture again. Look closely at the picture. You see that the man has only one eyebrow. But what catches the eye first is his tooth. Anybody that looks at it, when I looked at it at first, in fact, that's what I also saw. I didn't even notice the eyebrow. So this is a very smart advert of a dental clinic trying to emphasize the importance of having a good tooth, because the smile is what people notice first. So that sends us to our next slide, which is a scientific survey by Harvard Business School on what is a 7 seconds timeline survey, trying to find out what catches the eye first. What catches the eye first? And from the survey, the results were that 0 to 2 seconds, what catches people's eye is our clothing and overall appearance. So 55% of first impressions is our clothing and overall appearance, according to the study. 2 to 4 seconds. So if people are giving 2 to 4 seconds again, the next thing that they'll look at is your body language and posture. So this forms 38% of first impression. Then the next 4 to 7 seconds is your facial expression and the way you speak. And that is 7% of first impression. So what catches the eye first is the clothing and overall appearance, according to this scientific study. So this brings us into our discussion. What is personal branding? What is personal branding? I don't know how many of us has ever thought about ourselves as a brand. You know, it's easier to relate brands to products such as Coca-Cola, Indomie, Dove spray, name it. It's so easy to relate branding to products because that's how we are used to. Do you see the adverts? Let's take an Indomie advert. Do you see how excellent it can be? So they want to leave an excellent picture in our mind so that we can buy or use it. If you see a noodles advert, you see the children run into the room with their mom with a beautiful bowl of noodles. See how they turn it on the fork as they eat it in the adverts, yummy and lovely to the eyes. They don't tell you noodles can make you fat, do they? Or too much of it can make you sick. No, I guess not. And even though there may be so many research out there on the negative aspects, they do well to project the positive sides to all of us so that we see it's very good and yummy and delicious to eat. So personal branding, in the same way, is about your reputation, it's about your perception. Reputation is what people say about you based on your actions, based on your behavior and results over time. And perception is how people see and interpret you, your attitude, your appearance, your communication and presence. Okay, so let's look at what we have on our slide. So personal branding is a unique identity, a combination of our values, our skills, and the personality that defines who we are. It's how others see us, the way people perceive you based on your actions, your words, and presence. And it's also your professional and social signature. That's the lasting impression you create in different environments. And one thing is that it is something you build over time to unlock new opportunities. So it is a long-term asset. Have we all heard of, there's one man that I love his quote on personal branding. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. The founder of Amazon, he has a quote for personal branding. And when I read it, I said, this man must be a Ghanaian. He said, your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. And I said, this thing is true. Because in Ghana, you can receive all the accolades sometimes when you're in the presence of the people. But when you leave, how do they say about you? So he believes that personal branding is more about how people say in your absence. When you are not in the room, what do they say about you? That is personal branding to him. So we are going to take a quick poll now. We want to find out what is the first thing people see when we enter a room. Esther, please, are you there? Okay, yeah. So it's been posted. Please, let's use some few seconds. Let us answer this poll. What is the first thing people notice when you enter a room? Everybody should please respond to it. Just 30 seconds for this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 responses there that you are to choose from. Whether it's your dressing and overall appearance, whether it's your confidence and body language, your facial expression, the way you speak or greet, your energy or presence. When you enter a room first, what do you think people see? Some few seconds, then we end the poll. Some few seconds, then we end the poll. Okay. So 69% have participated. Please, everybody should try and respond to this. So we are ending the poll in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So we can end it and let's see the responses. Okay. So I believe we can all see, right? I believe we can all see. This one, I think we've been biased because of my first slide. Everybody have chosen your dressing and, and overall appearance. I should have brought the poll first before starting the presentation. That way we would have had the fair would have had the right answers. Okay, so that is it. 94% says your dressing and overall appearance. Then 6% say your facial expression. So in fact, everything that we have put here, that is what is recognized as top responses from a research. These are the top responses with regards to what people see when you enter a room first. So they can see your dressing and overall appearance. They can see your confidence and body language. They can see your facial expression or smile. They can see the way you greet or the way you speak. And they can see your energy or presence. Because we always say energy can be infectious, right? So these are top responses from a research on what people see. People notice when you enter a room. All right. So let's continue. Okay, so why personal branding? Why is it necessary? Why does it matter? What's the need for personal branding? So personal branding is very important because it increases your influence. So your ideas and your expertise can help you gain more impact in your field or in your community. So personal branding, the way you present yourself, when it's done right, it can increase your influence. It can enhance credibility and trust. A clear and consistent presence can help others to remember and to trust you. And that is what we call recommendation. Sometimes you don't need to be there, but they are looking for somebody who does this and this. Then somebody will say, oh, I know this person. That is because the person has trust and knows you are credible. So people can recommend you for jobs based on the fact that they know you have the abilities, the skills, and what it takes to do it. People can recommend you on projects. So that's what personal branding does for you. It also supports your career growth and opportunities. So personal branding attracts career growth. It attracts collaborations and valuable connections. It can help you get valuable connections. Then it differentiates you from others. So it shapes how people perceive you and why they should choose you over someone else with similar connections. And at this point, I'd like to just talk about the impact of how personal branding can affect you when it goes bad. Because sometimes people do not even know how important they are. They don't know their influence until something happens and they get to know that, wow, this number of people can be affected by what I do. I don't know if you, I believe we all know Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is a very skilled golfer. I believe we've all heard of him, very popular. So even though he's not a Ghanaian, someone that is known all over the world. In 2009, he had a sex scandal, and he suffered a very huge career because of that. He lost many major endorsement deals with companies, and this affected his income heavily on his brand. So it helps us know that when people see you, when you become a brand, when people trust you, whatever you do, even what may seem simple, can have a very huge impact. And in Ghana, we've heard of so many things about celebrities come out easily. So we've heard about celebrities and notable professionals that had severe backlash from the public, lost followers and opportunities due to some wrong actions that they did. We've heard of journalists, we've heard of politicians, musicians. So this shows you that personal branding can be more than, it gets to a point where it is not just you, but what people is about. Remember we said reputation and what influence. It can influence others such that what you do can have a huge impact. So as a brand, we have to handle ourselves very well. Okay, so at this point, we are taking a commercial break to introduce Impact Career Points also. We are a brand and we believe this is the right platform to just project what we do. So I'm using just a few minutes for that. So I want to touch on our services. So Impact Career Points is an organization that supports you in your career. So we offer career support services such as career assessment, interview preparation, job search strategy, career development, then CV and cover letter writing. When we talk of career assessment, we are just providing answers to some few but key questions. Who am I? What career suits me? What opportunities will be best suited for my personality, my skills and abilities? And these look like very simple questions, but this can be very tormenting and can have a huge impact on our whole lives. So who are you? Sometimes we are confused. We are confused about what course to offer. They are confused about what career to pursue. Even you are still pursuing a particular career, but you are just not getting that comfort. You are wondering, is this really what I need to be doing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right career? What other opportunities could be there for me? So this is what we do with our career assessment. We have a career assessment tool or test that you could take to find out which career suits you. We have two types of tests: suitability reports. That one you put in what you are doing now or what you intend doing in future, and it helps to assess it to see whether it is suitable for you and which gaps you need to fill if that is what you need to do. Then we also we can do a full career test, which can help you actually structure your career path based on your personality, your career interests, your skills and abilities, your emotional intelligence. It measures a lot of things to generate a 25-page report. And this test is at a very affordable fee. Suitability test, 70 cedi, you can take it. Full career test, 250 Ghana cedi, and you can take it. And this is very important for your career growth. Interview and preparation will help you to prepare for interviews. So we do group preparation sessions or one-on-one interview sessions. And this ranges from 150 to 250 cedi. Then we also do career development service where we help you to actually chart your career path in terms of setting your short-term goals and your long-term goals and help you to develop a career development plan that you can follow all the way through your education, through your job. So we help you monitor it to ensure that the plans that you've set, you are pursuing it. And this service ranges from 150 cedi to 250. Most of us have already taken the CV and cover letter writing. So we edit your CV. We can draft a new one for you. The editing is 80 cedi, drafting is 160, and we can do a cover letter for you as well. Okay. Then we have an upcoming program that I am very excited about because this is a combo of all our services. So very soon, we are about to launch the Impact Job Club. So the Impact Job Club, okay, so I'll let Esther share our sites for the career assessments in the chat box. So you can click on it, you can go to our site and read more. So the Impact Job Club, we have three main groupings or three main blocks. We have basic membership, premium membership, and institutional membership. Now, this is a 6-month program to help you gain career clarity, job-ready skills, and real job opportunities. So the job readiness preparation is where we help you put together your CV, your cover letter, take a career assessment to help you understand your career path. And we'll do this in group sessions and one-on-one, depending on the type of membership you register for. Then we have employability training. We will have workshops, CV writing, interview preparation, of training sessions where we'll bring in experts in certain fields, communication skills, networking, time management, LinkedIn optimization, and digital branding. Then the last thing is job matching and placement support. This is where we actually help you to get a job. I believe some of us are already on our jobs and opportunity platform. And I get people say, I've applied for several jobs. I'm not hearing anything. I believe so many of us have gotten jobs even through the platform. But sometimes we send CVs out, we don't even get any call, and you wonder what is happening. All we do, or what we do during this program is to match your qualifications to the job opportunities. Some of us just send our CVs. They are looking for doctors. We have HR background, we'll still send it. They are looking for project managers. We have no background in that, we'll still send it. It's good, but you have the likelihood of getting called for an interview when you properly match the opportunities to your skills and experience. So we are going to help you do that. We are going to provide tools to also help you track your applications. We also recommend you to employers and ensure that at the end of the program, you have a secured and good job placement. Whether you want full-time job or internships, this is just for you. So this program, we are targeting students, job seekers, early career professionals, career switchers, and anyone interested in career growth. I believe, I can assure you that it's a very packed program and it is going to yield very high results for everyone that will participate in it. This is our first cohort. We have only 30 seats. So we encourage everyone to get on board once the advert goes out. So basic membership is 350 cedi. We have early bird. That's those that will register early. So early bird, you would pay 300 cedi. So for the first 1 week, if you're able to join early, then you pay 300 instead of 350. Then we have premium membership, which is 750, but early bird is 700. So if you are not on the seminar platform, kindly join so that you do not miss the early bird once we send it out. So if you are not on the platform, we'll put the link in the chat box. Kindly join. All right. So we continue with our section. So we are coming to look at understanding professional image. Understanding professional image. Most of us are workers, and I believe even those that are entrepreneurs, you are still workers, you are working in your own organization or field. And some of us are students, and the students, we are also going to get on board into the professional world soon. So it's very important to understand our professional image. So your professional image is the overall impression that people make about you at the workplace. And professional image, I'll say that it goes beyond dressing. It goes beyond that. It includes your behavior and your communication as well. So this, unlike personal branding, where even on social media, how you post is what people see, how you present yourself on social media, that's how people see you. When it comes to professional image, because you are working in a closed field with more with not much people, it moves beyond the dressing. It moves beyond the dressing to your behavior, to how you communicate. Okay. So your professional image reflects your competence and your attitude. It shapes first impressions and influences workplace relationships. So how you appear, your appearance, your behavior, your communication, it reflects your competence and attitudes and shapes first impressions about you and also influences your workplace relationships. So let's look at elements of a professional image. Elements of a professional image. So let's bear in mind that your professional image is the overall impression that people form about you in the workplace and is strongly influenced by your appearance, your behavior, and your communication. And somebody will ask, why? Because these are the three main elements that are most visible ways that others experience you. They are the three ways that people experience you at the workplace. So your appearance and grooming is one of the elements. Your communication skills is one. Your work ethics and conduct is another. Then also digital and social media presence, because we are in the age of digital and the age of IT, right? So let me just add here that digital and social media presence is very important for those that look for jobs. When you go to interviews, sometimes for some organization, as part of the background check, they will actually go on social media and try to see what they can find, try to see whether what you put there, you are somebody that can fit into their organizational culture. So how we put on social media is very important. Okay, so dressing and appearance is important. Your appearance is often the first thing that people notice. And we've spoken about this. We've done survey and we've seen what people think. Your appearance is the first thing that people look at, even in the workplace. Okay, so it's very important. It's important how we groom ourselves. It's important how we carry our body. All those things send messages about our professionalism, about our confidence, and about our respect for the work environment. You know, I once had a work colleague who did not believe in using deodorant or body spray. And you can imagine the outcome and impact it had on some of us sharing an office or working space with him. So let us take care of ourselves, Careless, lack of seriousness and discipline. Okay, you may be very hardworking, but appearance can become the but. Some say, oh, she's a very hardworking lady, but, oh, he is so talented, but. So please, let us take care of our appearance. So dress appropriately for your role and industry. Okay, Esther, can you help me mute the... So let's dress appropriately for our role and industry. Let us maintain neat grooming and hygiene. Then let us be consistent and presentable. Then let's also respect our organizational dress codes. Very important. All right. So let's respect our organizational dress codes. Very important. Every profession has, if you are in the organization for 1 month, you should be able to take note of how people dress and also ensure that you dress according to the organization's dress code. The next thing is professional communication. Very, very important. Professional communication. How we communicate verbally and non-verbally shows your competence and emotional intelligence. How we communicate shows our emotional intelligence. So some people can read what is going on. In fact, some of us, our emotions can just show. You just look at the person's face and the face is showing all the emotions. We need to train ourselves, especially with the nonverbal communication, so that people don't read us by just looking at our face. It's like they can just tell what is going on in our minds based on how our face is looking. So it's very important to train our nonverbal communications. Then clear speech is also very important. Good listening skills is very important. Let's use appropriate tones and respectful language. And every culture has ways of determining how people should communicate. We are Ghanaians. We know that there are certain things that you can say here that may be considered rude. Somewhere else, it may not be considered rude. So in the organization, you could also study their communication, how they communicate, and see how best not to offend people with how you communicate. You can't say, well, as for me, this is how I talk. Whether you like it or not, better get, we have to ensure that we communicate in the way that everybody is okay with it. Let's communicate well, clear communication, good listening skills, appropriate tone, respectful language. Because when we do not show, when the message is unclear or the language is rude, it can bring misunderstanding and it can harm our image. I believe we've all come across, there was this popular book, The Art of Communication, The Art of Communication. I don't know how many of us have seen that book before. Very big book, The Art of Communication. And even if you've not come across the book, I believe you've heard the phrase, The Art of Communication. This means that communication is something that can be learned. It involves deliberate efforts and practice, and it's possible to get it right. Okay? We all came and learned when a baby is born, what do you see? Blah, 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 blah. They can't speak. Then eventually they pick whatever language you are speaking. Then they also start speaking. And that's how communication is. It's something that we can learn. So we can learn the art of communicating right. So it's possible to communicate excellently. So let's take notes and take it one step at a time, but let's work consistently at it. And we have programs and groups that you can join to help you perfect your communication skills. So one group that I know that I can recommend is Toastmasters International. It's a group that can help you groom your communication skills. So you can search it up on the internet. Toastmasters International is a group that trains people to speak well. Then over here at Impact Career Point, we have good programs for you in the course of the month. So we would have a training on communication skills. We'll have an expert that will come and take us through communication skills. If you're a member of the job club, you are going to have this for free. If you're not a member of the job club, maybe you'd have to pay something small to come aboard, because we are bringing experts, and not all experts give out their services for free, but would negotiate and make sure that it is something that everybody can afford. So professional communication, we need to use clear and respectful language. We need to practice good listening skills. We need to maintain positive body language. So we have to write professional emails and messages. And now, thank God, we have a lot of technologies. With the introduction of AI, there are a lot of technologies out there to help us with our writing, right? So we don't have any excuse when it comes to writing professionally. So let's ensure that. Then work ethics and professional conduct. It is also very important for our professional image. And this is, work ethics is something that you can't miss in the professional setting. Work ethics and professional conduct is the foundation for trust and credibility. And when we talk of personal branding, we saw it there, that trust and credibility is one of the things that we get when we are able to build a good brand. So this is extremely important because you need it at the start of your career, the early stages, you need it. You need it for the continuation of your career, the mid stages, and you need it even at the leadership stage. I don't know how many of us, when you are a junior, the way we can clearly rate the good and bad bosses based on how they talk to us. You know, you can tell that, as for this boss, it's not nice, right? Look at how he treats us. And the same way you can rate. So the same way that we are able to rate others, let's bear in mind that that's how people also rate us when we get to the leadership stage. So it is very important to build our work ethics. And I believe it is easy to build at the fundamental stages, at the early or elementary stages of your career. That is where you have to build the work ethics. That is when you have to build the habits. Because like every habit, it sticks with you. If you nurture positive work ethics, it grows with you. How many of us remember when we went to senior high school? Some people went to SHS. Some people went to SSS, senior high school. And you know, everything there is timed, right? There's a time to go for breakfast. There's a time to go for, there's a time to even sleep. There's a time to go for prep. Everything is timed. Then you come home for vacation, and when it's time, the time that you know you are asked to wake up, you just jump out of bed. The body gets attuned to the time. Nobody wakes you up when you're an SS and come home for the first time for your vacation. If it's 4:30, the bell rings, wake up time. You see that when you come for vacation, when it's 4:30, you automatically wake up because the body is used to it. So that's how, when we practice good work ethics too, it can become, we can become conscious, body gets used to it. So punctuality and reliability is what we talk about, is part of the things that we talk about under work ethics and professional conduct. Is also important. Respect for others is important, and commitment to quality work is also important. Then the final element is digital presence and online branding. And this goes more to our youth, right? Now, social media is huge, and our online presence, let's know that it is not just about, it's not just for fun. Social media can affect our job opportunities and career advancements. We are in an era of digital content. So we have lots of digital content creators, people dancing, funny videos, jokes, is good, but let's be mindful, because somebody will tell you that social media does not forget. So your online branding should be digital extension of your professional self. It should be a digital extension of your professional self. So be mindful of social media content. We should be mindful to align our online behavior with our professional values. We should build a positive LinkedIn profile and also protect your digital reputation. So please let us be mindful of whatever we post on social media. Now let's look at steps to develop a strong personal brand. What are the steps to develop a strong personal brand? So first is you need to identify your strengths and your values. So identifying your strengths and values helps you to build your personal brand. It gives you self-awareness, it guides your career life and decisions, and improves your performance and motivation, and also can improve your self-confidence. Some of us have low self-esteem, but if you know yourself, if you know your strengths and values, you would know that, no, I am good at this, and it can help you to build a good self-esteem. That is why I'm recommending the career assessment test for you. It helps you to know your personality, your skills, your abilities, your career interests, and what you should be pursuing. So it helps you to be self-aware. And we know self-awareness is key to career growth, is key to increase performance, and is key to increasing self-esteem. Then we also need to seek feedback and continuous improvements. Seeking feedback is a habit, it's a key habit for personal and professional growth. Seeking feedback, very important. And seeking feedback is not a sign of weakness. If you ask somebody, oh, what am I doing? What I'm doing? I want to find out, how do you think? What's your perception? Do you think I'm doing it well? Which areas can I improve? It is not a sign of weakness. It doesn't mean you don't know. And I always say that sometimes let's prepare our minds to accept feedback no matter how it comes, because not everybody knows how to communicate well or give good feedback. So I always tell some people, even when it comes in the form of a shout, form of whatever form it comes, let's take out the emotions and let's look at the message within it so that we use it to improve ourselves. Then also define your professional goals. You need to define your professional goals if you want to develop a strong personal brand. You need to define your professional goals. This means you need to clearly identify what you want to achieve in your career by setting a direction for your career growth and success. And I think some of our past presentation, somewhere last year, we looked at short-term goals, long-term goals, how to develop it. So this is something that Impact Career Hub does as well. So we can help you to develop a career development plan for yourself. It's under our career development service, where we help you draw your long-term goal and your short-term goal and help you come out with a plan to follow it through. Then last but not the least, we need to be consistent in our actions and communication. In building a strong personal brand, consistency is very key. Align what you say with what you do repeatedly, reliably, and over time. When your actions consistently support your words, people learn to trust you. And we looked at it earlier that personal branding is about reliability and credibility. It's about people trusting you. It's about people trusting what you say. It's about people trusting what you do. It's about people trusting your services. That is what turns it into a brand. So if you identify your strengths and values, whatever you seek to do, do it consistently, continue doing it, then people identify that, oh, this gentleman or this lady is good in this or is good in that. So consistency is very key when we talk about building a strong personal brand. Finally, we look at common mistakes to avoid. So what mistakes must we avoid if we want to build a strong personal brand or professional image? Behavior, inconsistent behavior. So that was on the last note. That's, you know, people, if you want to people to trust you, if you want to build credibility, then there has to be consistency, right? So the mistake is inconsistent behavior. People appreciate authenticity. So you need to stay true to your values. You need to stay true to your strength. And as I mentioned, self-awareness. When you're aware of yourself, you don't get too confused. They know themselves very well. So then there's a lot of confusion based on what people say, based on what, so this one is saying this one is saying that. Then feedback is important, but first you need to be aware of yourself so that the feedbacks will be used to grow you and not get you confused. Then the second thing is poor communication. We have to ensure that our words, our actions, our online presence align with our core identity. That is why it is very important to understand communication and learn communication skills to ensure our words, our actions, our online presence aligns with our core identity. Then negative online presence. Negative online presence can also affect our image and our personal brand. Everything you share online shapes how others perceive you. So let us be mindful and let us be professional. You know, there was one time I shared something online. And in fact, I think I didn't communicate well. It was poor communication from my part. So what I intended sharing was actually to let people understand. I was trying to write something about how life is short and how we have to be intentional and all that. But then I brought in a real story of me not feeling well, and I made it like very present. I used my present condition of not feeling well and what I was going through at that time to try to bring the message out that, we have to take whatever we are doing conscious of our time here on earth and all that. Hey, after that post, messages, calls, what is wrong with you? But I was so confused. I had several calls and messages within a very short time. So I went back to read the post. What I shared, what is wrong about it? So I actually called a friend to also read it and tell me. In fact, even my pastor called me. I was surprised. I didn't even know my pastor reads what I share on Facebook. And a friend told me, it's your last message to the world before you die. So that is sometimes how we post that we have to be mindful. We have to read it through and ensure that whatever we are sharing is very professional and is something that people can understand clearly. Then lack of self
Madam, please, some people can't hear you.
Is it okay now? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think the mic I was using went off. So please, at which point did you lose me so that I'll just repeat it? Which point did you lose me, please?
I think
Esther,
just
which
before
point
we
did you?
started the point 4.
Oh, so please, did you hear what I said about the negative online presence?
Yes.
Yes.
Where I shared a story. Okay, all right. So the point 4, I'm trying to say that we need to be self-aware because it's the foundation of our personal branding and professional growth. Without knowing ourselves, it can be difficult for improvements because we need to make intentional choices. We need to improve on our relationships and we need to align our actions with our goals. But sometimes this can be very difficult if you do not understand yourself as a person. So I'm just recommending again the career test, the career assessment test for you, that take it so that you know your career direction and you know yourself, because part of the test, the career report, the full one, gives you an analysis of your personality. It helps you identify your personality and it helps you also identify your emotional intelligence. So it's a very good tool to help you know yourself. So I was saying that lack of self-awareness can be very detrimental to your career growth. It can be detrimental to even your personal brand and personal image. So let's take steps to ensure that we know ourselves very well. All right, so in conclusion, I'd like to reiterate that your brand is your professional identity. So let us ensure that we build it well. Our professional image creates lasting impressions. Our professional image is lasting impressions. Those that have moved from one job to the other, you realize that you can move out of a place and they can still remember you for things that you do, things that you say. They can remember and tell even people that do not know you. So it is very important to build a good professional image because it can actually create lasting impressions. And sometimes you want to go and get recommendation letter from your past employer. If you do not have a good image there, how do you even have the confidence to go there to request for a recommendation letter? So let us ensure that we build a good professional image. Then also we need to be consistent. Building a personal brand and personal brand especially requires consistency, and it requires that we get the trust and credibility. So we need to be consistent in order to build that trust and credibility. Then let's start building our brand from today. So start building your brand intentionally. Everything that you do, let's be mindful of it. When we post on social media, let us be mindful of it. And let us take our career development very seriously. Let us set short goals for ourselves. Let us set long goals for ourselves. And if you need our help in doing this, we are ever ready to guide you every step of the way. And you know, we even give career guidance for free. So we normally post it in on our WhatsApp platforms that people can reach out to us and we can guide you or advise you for free. Okay, so thank you so much for your attention. I'd like us to take a group picture at this point. the technical team, are you here to help us to take a group picture? Is Elion on board? So I'd like us to all put on our mics, those that can put on your mic, and not mic, our camera, sorry. Those that can put on your camera, please do, and let's take just some few seconds for that. Let's remember this section. Let's remember this session. Let's remind ourselves of this session through a group picture. You know, I never knew we could take group picture through Zoom until I joined the meeting where they took a picture. So, okay, so this is possible, right? So please, some few seconds to just put on our camera to take a group picture. Then those that want to put it off again can do that. I hope our technical team is there to support us with this. Okay. Okay, I believe we are done. Okay, so we can move on to our question time. Please, does anybody have any question? Feel free to put it in the chat box and feel free to unmute your mic or raise your hand so we can unmute your mic for you to speak. So how do you think about this evening's session? Have you learned anything at all? I want some reactions in the chat box. I want to. Have you learned anything? What new thing have you learned? Can you share it? What are you taking away? Please share it for me to see. Please share it for us to see. Please, do we have any questions? Do you have any questions, please? Okay. All right. I'm seeing the things that people have learned this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you. So any questions, please? Do you have any questions? Okay, Abraham has raised his hand. Abraham, kindly unmute and speak. Abraham, you can mute and speak, or you can type it in the chat box. Any of them goes. Yeah. Abraham. Okay. So I think Abraham has typed it. So what are some books I can branding? What books can I read to enhance my personal branding? So you remember we said personal branding has several elements. We have books on communication. We have books on work ethics. We have books on even how I read a book once that even shows you, you know, how to sit, how to place your hand when you go for an interview, how to sit straight, how, you know, it shows you, okay, when you make your hand slopey, what it means. So books that talk about the elements and their professional image are the things that you are supposed to read. So look out for books, communication. I talked about the art of communication. That is one book. The art of public speaking. Yes, that is one book we can read. We can also read books on how to Okay, I see another hand raised. We can also read books on how to develop positive work ethics. We have books on that. We can read books on personal grooming. So there are a number of books to read. So let's look for books around the elements that we have discussed. And I believe that will help us a lot. Okay. Yeah, there was a hand raised, right? Yes. The Art of Public Speaking. Yeah. Personal grooming. Books around.
Hello. Hello.
So, yes. Please, you're audible.
Hello,
Please,
Madam President. Good evening.
good evening.
Yes, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to learn on this platform, and I'm particularly amazed with the delivery and the stuff you've been given is so amazing that I have one question to ask. I wanted to ask, what should you do when someone is speaking to you?
Please, sorry.
Yes, so my question has to do with what happens when people do not listen well? What impact does it have upon you, the giver of the message? What happens when people do not listen well?
What happens when people do not listen well?
Yes.
That's when you are presenting to a group of people and
Yes.
they do not listen well. When people do
Yes.
not listen well, it means that there is miscommunication, and it is likelihood that the results that you are, as people do not listen well, let's say you are given a task, okay, after step 1, follow step 2, after step 2, follow step 3. Then they do not listen well, they can mix up the steps. And at the end, the results may not be achieved. At the end, time may be wasted. At the end, resources may be wasted. So it is important to find ways to help them understand what you are saying. Sometimes too, it is probably, maybe you are not communicating in ways that they can understand. So your problem is coming from that, it is from you that is not communicating well, so that you can probably break down your communication to their level. You know, even sometimes when you speak in a certain language, people get it more clearly than when you speak in, you know, depending on the level of the people. So sometimes you may even need to use a language. If it's a local language that you have to use so that they understand you better, you do that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much,
I hope
Madam
I've
Purity.
answered the question.
Yes, you've
Please, I
answered
didn't
my
get your
question.
name.
My name is Isaac
Okay.
Kwashi.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. I have my last question to ask, and it goes this way: how does repeating what you heard help understanding? How does repeating what you heard help understanding?
How does repeating what you have heard help
Yes.
understanding? So, you know, it just works on the mind, processes things based on repetition, based on what it keeps on hearing. And there was something that I learned some back that was very interesting, and I realized it's true. And it's something that the politicians use a lot. You know, sometimes you hear news first and it's like, what is this? It's all lies. But in politics, I've got to know that even lies that are being said repeatedly, by the time you know, the brain processes it and picks it up as a message. So repeating what you say over and over again can help the mind register it, and it can help you have a better retention when you want to use it. Yeah. So when it comes to even learning styles, we identify which learning style is best for you, and it's part of the career assessment test. It identifies which learning style is best for you. So people that, let's say, their learning style is listening, the more they listen to whatever it is being played over and over again, the mind registers it, and it has the better ability to retain it and That's what it does. Okay. So we can see all the wonderful comments that we have here. Esther, are you in the position to read some of the comments in the chat box?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let's just read some of the comments we have there.
So we have one person. The name here is Samsung SMA175F. The name is not here though. It says
Okay.
that educative and insightful.
Okay.
And then we also have one Isa. He said that the first thing people notice when they see you is dressing and appearance. Patience also says amazing. And then we have Irene in Cancer. I have learned that knowing my personal and professional strengths, as well as my values, can help build my professional image. So that's what we have here so far.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That helps us know that the session we had this evening, we've picked something from it. I pray that we'll all use it. I pray that from now on, we'll be very conscious about our professional image and be conscious to build a very good personal brand. Know that you yourself, as a human being, as you are a brand. Just like if a product's brand can be built such that it is known all over the world. If Coca-Cola can become a brand that people relate with all over the world, how much more you? You can also be a brand that people can know for the skills that you use, for the abilities that you have. So let us from today be intentional about building our brand. I want to take this opportunity to thank my team. I want to say a very big thank you to Esther. I want to thank Elion, Elisha. They helped us in putting this seminar together this evening. I want to say thank you very much. The rest of my team members, Abraham and Stella, thank you for all that you do for us. Thank you so much. I believe that is a good place. I know people will ask for the recording. So you know what, the next time we'll share the recording with only those that attend it, because some people don't attend and they know that, oh, the recording and the video will be shared. So yes, we will share the recording. We will share the video on the same platform. If you are not on the platform, that's where we will share everything. Thank you so much for this evening. I know that we have very good stocks this 2026. So as we have started our year, January, with personal branding and professional image, I believe that we'll all grow together as the subsequent months come. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening and see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.
Please, I'll put the link on the chat box. So kindly join the page so that when we share the
Esther,
audio, please, I'm
Esther,
saying
can
that.
you share it again? Somebody is asking.
Okay, I'll
Just
share
repeat
the.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just repeat it. So please, she'll put it there again so that those that are not on it kindly join. That is where we'll share all the slides, the video, and even our program, the job clerk. That is where we'll put all the information about it. So let us all ensure that WhatsApp page. Esther, have you shared it? Okay. All right. So please quickly get on it before we end the section. So end the session in some few minutes. So kindly get on it. All right. I believe. Right. Thank you to Benedicta. All right. Okay. So please have a nice evening, and we wish you a blessed evening and a very prosperous week ahead. Thank you so much. Bye.